stuff and act like they got stuff. You know what I mean? And that's just how they live. You feel me?
And
We
Chico,
just trying to
let
give
me say
y'all
this.
the
Let me
real
say
over
this.
here.
Chico, let me say this on your behalf.
Appreciate it.
And let me say this on my behalf. Allow me to take this moment and say it on our behalf.
Mm.
And I am saying this out of humility. I'm saying this out of a cup that runneth over in blessings. What was yesterday called, Chico?
Yesterday.
Big 12 Media Day.
Right.
It was a day set aside for people who don't have the access that we have the other 364 days of the year. So when you say, hey, Unc, I didn't see your media day, I was there, but I'm not part of that mainstream media like that. We have rights and privileges that take us inside the team that nobody else has. So why would I try to run up and be in front or take this moment when, hey man, this is for them to eat. I ate. So what I do is what I'm called to do: get the players ready. I was with the players the whole time media day. I might have seen Coach Prime for 3 minutes yesterday.
Mm.
5 tops.
Yeah.
Because Curtis Snyder and the school staff was with him. I was with the players, making sure they got to their places where they were supposed to be, making sure that they were on point, which is what the media training component I provide does. But that's a blessing, Chico. It's not like no jealousy or animosity or baller blocking or gatekeeping. Like, y'all have heard it from Coach Prime himself. Like, we in there. And nobody else is in there but
Yeah.
us. Period.
And Prime
So why
said it.
would I try to get upset at what somebody else is doing when what they're doing can't compete or compare to what I'm doing? And that's not talking down to nobody. That's just is what it is. Because you can flip the same narrative. I don't have the access that Bucky got. Bucky got the key to the house. It's levels. It's okay to be in your lane and run your level and not have to look and see what somebody else doing and try to hate on them or wonder why this or that. Man, y'all gotta stop that in your lives, man. Stop.
Well, let's go back to something else Coach Prime said at Media Day. And this is about recruiting, and he talked about recruiting high schoolers now and how they've changed their thought process and their philosophy. He said, I want to look at every kid. I know what we wanted and needed. We changed the way we went about it. I know we have the type of kids who are going to stay in the boat, AKA stay committed. Think about Coach Prime's comments right there at Media Day for the people in the back.
What's one of those old quotes you used to say Prime used to say all the time? I hope I don't get it mixed up, but it's something like, don't allow my confidence to offend your insecurity.
Correct.
One thing about Coach is that he knows who he is and whose he is and what his abilities are. And when he speaks on those abilities, a lot of people talk about it, look at it like he's bragging when he's just acknowledging his gifts and who he got them from. The same thing I just did. I wasn't bragging about nothing. I'm just telling y'all.
Yeah.
This is what I have, and I've been blessed to have it, and this is how I utilize it. And so he recognizes, hey, man, because of what we bring to the table, me as head coach, these coordinators, this staff, we have a certain gravitas to these young players that is difficult for us to exhaust. Hard for us to explain, but difficult for us to exhaust. They want to be with us, want to be around us. And it creates this momentum where like-minded people gravitate toward like-minded people. And that ain't dissing nobody else. That's just acknowledging, hey, man, we got something special. You heard Coach Prime say this yesterday at Big 12 Media Day, for the people who think this show is not a recap of Big 12 Media Day. And I'm surprised people ain't tried to take it and run with this like he's saying something negative. Here's what he said, Chico, and I've said it even before Prime said it. But I made it situational. Prime said this: out of all the teams I've coached, all the places I've been, this is the best staff I've ever had.
Yeah.
Now, if you're from a previous staff and that offends you, I don't know what to tell you. Why would he get 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10 years in the game and not have a worse staff.
And now have a worse staff. That don't make no sense.
Yeah, the next staff should even be bigger than this one.
Right.
Better than this one. And what I've said to his face, him being Coach Prime, has said to the world, Chico said to him on the morning run, after getting to know this staff and watching them work, for a situation like this, coming off a 3-9 season, I don't think you could assemble a better group of leaders in that building to address what needs to be addressed.
Mm-hmm.
So for a time such as this, I don't know if this is the greatest staff in the world for a 10-3 team. I don't know if this is the greatest staff in the world for a 13-0 team. I do know this. When you're trying to correct 3-9, this is the group of dudes that can correct it.
Right. From the O coordinator down to the position coaches.
Yeah.
You got some superheroes out there.
Period. I love it. And I love when he said it about them. Like, why would I shy away from bragging on my blessed current situation because it might offend somebody in my past?
You can't do that, man. You'll be holding yourself back for the rest of your damn life doing that. Worried about what somebody else going to think about it in your past just because you're bigging up your future and what you have.
Why would
right
I
now.
not believe? Why would I not believe? Because this is where it starts with me believing it. Why would I not believe my current girlfriend is the best girlfriend I've ever had?
Only if you have a history of making terrible decisions. Probably.
And you would still hope she's the best out of them terrible decisions. Like, why?
Exactly.
Why would I get through all these experiences, get to this point in my life, and now deliberately be doing shit worse than I used to do? Why would I even have that thought process? I'm supposed to believe this is the best I've ever been, and I'm ready for this situation. What people want to hear, because of their insecurities, they get offended at other people's confidence. People want to hear, oh, I don't know. We're going to go out there and try our best and see what happens. And hopefully we put the right people in the right places, and just maybe this time it'll work. Do y'all really think a guy with a gold jacket that's the best ever his position, arguably the best ever, just period, thinks like that?
Did you hear what he said when they asked him about that? And he talked about saying that what he said is already done. You know, the ship has already been right. You guys just haven't, witnessed and seen it yet.
Yeah,
because
you haven't seen what we've seen.
Exactly. You haven't seen what we've seen. It's almost like when Dr. King said he went to the mountaintop, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to get too heavy on that, but
no, go get heavy.
It's just really, like he said, you've been to or if you can imagine anybody going to the mountaintop or whatever to see over, and then they come back and tell you they've been there. They can tell you.
Chico,
right?
when you left out them projects and went to play ball in high school and seen that locker room, you were like, damn. And then when you left out that locker room in Selma and seen that locker room at UAB, you were like, oh my God. And then when you got on that plane and went to that bowl game, you were like, I can't believe people got this. Like, dog, it's levels.
It's levels.
And there's certain people, Chico, and this ain't bragging, this is blessing.
It's levels.
There's certain people, Chico, that can be sitting and see further than you can see standing.
Hold on. They ain't here in the back. Might need to outro and write that down right there. What Unc just said. Rewind select. I'll say that again for the people slow.
There are people who can see further sitting than you can see standing.
Claude, how much?
Because there's levels and experiences. They've seen places, they've done things, so they know what it's supposed to look like. Like you're dealing with a man in Deion Sanders, aka Coach Prime. Let's look at some of the iconic sports brands that he's been a member of.
Roll them down, please.
The Steinbrenners with the Yankees.
The
Joneses with the Cowboys. The Barlows with San Francisco. You don't think he done learned nothing along the way about how a sports organization should roll?
I was going to say, you can stop right there and it'd be a wealth of knowledge. But hell, you can keep going to the NFL Network and so on. What?
These commercial shoots that he be on. Man, I remember one time, this was prior to the draft, and Nike was filming some stuff with Shador in the locker room looking at his shoes to come. And Coach Prime, he didn't interrupt the process, but he kind of said, "Hey, consider this shot. Shoot down into the shoe where the logo is, and let him toss it in the air and flip it over and show it."
Mm.
And I'd be damned if the producers director not only didn't do it, said, "Oh man, that's great stuff. Thanks, Coach," because he done been there.
Yeah.
He
look
know
at
what
it
the
from all
finished
perspectives.
product's supposed to look like, and he know what the path to get there is supposed to feel and look like to get there. It's levels.
You know what?
So
All the
stop
best.
fighting. It's like you, Chico, me and you. People would actually have a more blessed outcome. They're going to get mad when I say this, Chico, but I give a damn. They would have a more blessed outcome if they said, "You know what? Let me stop fighting Chico. And let me call Chico up and say, hey, Chico, do you have some clips or some quotes I can use? Because I know you have an access that I don't have, and I'm trying to do some stuff over here. And I'll do like ESPN do. I'll give you credit on the screen that it came for you." Instead of acknowledging that where Chico sits, he can see further than you can stand it, you want to fight him and attack him because of an envious spirit.
They want to send me DMs, tell me what I need to be doing, what I shouldn't be doing, and who I shouldn't be messing with. You know what I mean?
No, like, say, hey, Portia Clay, I'll say it again for people in the back. There are people right around you who can see further sitting than you can see standing. Now it's up to you to utilize those people. And I can remember my own personal life, Chico, when Coach Prime had accepted the job in Colorado and offered me the opportunity to join him out there. All he said was this, Chico. He said, "Man, look, make up your own mind. I'm not going to try to persuade you to do anything. I just asked you to do one thing, Neil." I said, "What's that?" He said, "Just come see it. Travel out there with me the next time I go and just see if it's something that you want to be a part of." Because he could see something sitting further from me than I saw standing.
Right.
Because I'm standing in Jackson and I can only maybe see the Vicksburg. He's sitting on top of the mountain and can see the world.
He like, dog.
Why would I not trust his vision?
No. You got people that's around you.
They right there for you, man. They right there for you.
They gonna try their best. Keep them squares about your circle. You feel me? Keep them squares about your circle, dog. Keep them squares up off your timeline. Keep them squares up off your Instagram. Stop following them squares. Keep them up out of your circle. They can't see.
What Kanye say about too many Urkels in your life? That's why your win's low. That's wait.
That's my cousin Kanye.
Your wind's low. You know the wind's low.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, your wind. It's for the people in the back, Chico.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Y'all got some Urkels on your team, man.
You ain't lying. Slow down out there. You feel me?
Yeah, what did Zach Atkins say, man? And I loved it about his experience at the retreat at Country Prime and all the people that he met and who he learned from. He said, "Man, I was blown away because it just dawned on me that Coach Prime don't hang with average people. He don't have average people around him." And I said, "Zach, you do have to realize now that includes you. Like if he has all these people around him and then he invites you to be around him, why would you see yourself as average?"
We've said that many times. Even the coaches came on here and said, "Listen, if Coach Prime has pointed out and said that you have this talent or he recognizes this, though, how could you not feel that about yourself?" You know what I mean? If you have a Hall of Famer pointing out and saying that you have this, just like you said, he pointed out and said what he saw for you in the future. You didn't even see it for yourself. Same thing with James Houston. Hey, man, you see yourself as an inside linebacker. We see you with 30 plus years of experience in the NFL as an outside pass rusher. That's where you can go get your money at, dog. You know, there's so many people in your lives out there in the world, for all the runners out there listening, even for myself. I'm speaking to myself right now. Might need to start listening when you have people in certain positions or who've been there before tell you something. I always revert back to, and it's not a regret or anything, I just revert back to it because it's a fact. I had a coach who played linebacker at Tuskegee. and he was my linebackers coach in high school. And he will always say out with that damn accent, "You're a black college tight end, but you're a goddamn SEC linebacker, boy. I'm telling you, you're an SEC linebacker." You know, and I took it the opposite way in my little young head. I'm gonna prove him that I can play tight end on a D1 level. I ain't gotta play linebacker. You know, when he was trying to tell you, dog, I know what your aspirations are. You want to get to the
Yeah.
league, don't you?
Switch
You want to play on
position.
the highest level, don't you?
Yeah.
You need to be a linebacker.
Yeah. I run into that, Chico. You know, my
Yes.
true background is basketball. I run that a lot with black college, quote unquote, basketball. I'll see a guy out there that is a dominating power forward, right, in HBCU basketball. And I'm like, man, do you know what you could do if you switch to tight end or edge rusher in football? Because the fact is, at 6'4", you're not going to the NBA as a power forward.
More
And then
times than
because a 6'4" power forward, you never took the time in your coaching to develop handles, you can't play guard.
Yep.
So then you have now capped out your basketball future. But if you did like some other people have done and switched to another sport with those metrics, that wingspan, that speed, that get off, that footwork, are you saying I can't make it to the NBA? Oh,
no. I'm telling you the path to get to Hall of Fame status in the NFL, Antonio Gates. And look what happened. Tony Gonzalez. Look what happened. So listen, man, listen to some of the good people that you have around you. If you have some around you, now maybe you can get somewhere where you're trying to go.